This is the One-Up bike rack, which are handmade in the US and are, in my opinion, the best bike rack for e-bikes. So this is actually my mother's car, my mother's e-bike, and she's rather small and she's by herself. So for her to get her bike in her car was really difficult, and she had to keep on asking neighbors for help. So we were looking for bike racks. We looked at all the big manufacturers, and this one definitely was the best. A couple of reasons being, you can get it where it's just a single. So you can see right now it's a single bike rack, not very long or far off the back of the car. But if you have two people, well, you can just get a double version or add an extension where these bolts are. You can even add 3 or 4, so it's really customizable. Another nice thing about it is it's all made out of aluminum, really nicely made. You can either get in silver or black. It's extremely light, so easy to put on the vehicle by herself, and etc. So there's lots of reviews where people kind of go through all the functions with it, but I want to just kind of show why it's so great for e-bikes. So I'm going to set the tripod and kind of give you an example. Okay, so the reason why this bike rack is awesome is because you can get a ramp for it. So you can see the ramp here, and where the ramp actually goes is just on the front or the back of the bike rack. So I'll just kind of show how it goes on. Basically, I'm going to release the front all the way. The rear is still holding the bike. Remove a pin. Install the ramp. Like so. Give the bike a bit of a shake to get loose. And there you go. So you can see how easy that was to do. So kind of just show how this is all set up. So you can see the ramp has these kind of notches that just go on the rack like that. Okay, the rack is made out of the same aluminum, extremely light. Has these slots here. So if you want, you can, for traveling, you can loosen these bolts and put the rack on there. On there for transportation, or just put it in the car. So you can kind of see where the pin is, right here. And I'm just gonna put that out of the way. Okay, so there's the pin there. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but the pin you remove. Then this will just kind of line up with it and go back on. Again, this is kind of hard with one hand. Okay, man. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put the pin back, like so. And then for storing the bike rack, 1, 2, like so. Completely out of the way, doesn't block the backup camera, really short off the back of the vehicle, and so forth. Now to get the bike back on, it's basically the same thing. So you're gonna be doing this. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but I managed to do it. Put up one. This one I would put all the way to the ground so I can roll the bike up. Now a lot of these e-bikes have a walk assist feature where you just push and hold a button here and the bike can kind of walk, like self-propel itself, so you don't even have to push it up onto the bike rack. So this is something where my retired mother, who's 5'4", 5'5", and these e-bikes, this one here I think is about 50, I think around 50 pounds, are not easy to get or on and off by lifting it. So having something that she can roll the bike on and off, it makes her life a lot easier. Yeah, so these bike racks are absolutely amazing, especially for e-bikes. And I'm actually gonna get one for my mountain bike because I like it so much. So anyways, they're great bike racks, super adjustable and everything. Lots of reviews out there, but I just want to show what I think is the best bike for, or the best rack for e-bikes. A couple of things I just wanted to quickly touch on. If your e-bike or any bike has really big tires, what they call fat tires, and you don't think they would fit with these spools, they do have adapter kits to make these wider for larger tires. So just make sure you talk to them about what size your tires are on your bike and if you need a spacer kit for this. And another thing is you can kind of tell Fenders. This rear one would not work with a bike that has a rear fender on it if it comes up, unless it doesn't go until about here. Most bikes, if you have a fender, this type of rack would not work with it. Okay, so just something to think about. The front's not a big deal because usually the fenders only come up to about here, but it's just the rear. So just a couple things just to think about or just be aware of, because I would hate for someone to order a bike rack, get it, go to put on and realize they can't use the fenders. But yeah, otherwise this thing's great. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.